Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out with Billy Dawson. Billy, we're at CARL FRAMPTON gym, or rather Jamie Moore's gym, VIP gym in Astley, Greater Manchester. You're helping out with CARL FRAMPTON this week, predominantly because Jamie Moore's out in New York with Rocky Fielding, who's fighting Canelo. Just tell us a little bit about how that came about and when you've worked with Jamie in the past.
Well, I do a lot of work with Tommy Coyle in Hull. I'm from Hull myself. I boxed with Tommy as a kid in the amateurs, and we boxed professional together. And then I started getting more involved with Tommy's career last few years. Tommy trains up here with Jamie and Nige. He comes up here for his sparring, but a lot of the time he likes to be in Hull. Tommy's not a guy like Carl who'll come to Manchester and he'll stay over, Monday to Friday and go home on the weekend. Tom will come up here, spar, and he'll go home a couple of days, and that's just how he works. That's the way to get the best out of Tommy Coyle. So when Tommy's in Hull, I see over Tommy's training. And then, if we go to Tenerife for a training camp, or when it comes to the fights, the last one was in Boston, so he was in New York, and then we'd go to Boston. So that's how I got to know Jamie, just mainly being on training camps with him. Obviously, Rocky's got the big fight this Saturday against Canelo, so he's over there with him. And it was actually, Jamie was on a night out in Hull after Tommy's fight, so we came down over a celebration and stuff, and Jamie just collared me, he said, "Can I have a word with you?" I said, "Yeah, what's up?" So he said to me, obviously me and Nige have got to go to New York for last week of Rocky's fight. I've got no one to look after Carl. He said, would you be able to oversee Carl's training for, the last week before he gets back? So, obviously, the answer was yes, of course I will. Jamie's been good to me. We're close with all the lads. So, of course, I didn't hesitate to say yeah. And I just said, whatever you need, whatever Carl needs, I could make sure that it gets done for him.
It's quite a show of faith in you, given that it's a big fight on BT Sport box office, big fight in Frampton's career, and this is his last proper week of training. Like, next week will probably just be tapering off. So this is his last kind of balls to the wall week, and you've been trusted with it. That's pretty big responsibility.
Of course, and that's not something I'm unaware of, Dan. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm fully aware of that. There's, you probably struggle to find a trainer in the world who you could ring up to say, could you look after CARL FRAMPTON for a week or so? The answer would be yes from everybody, because that's the kind of operator that Carl is. So, it was a big moment, I suppose, for me, really. Do you know what I mean? I was honoured for Jamie to tell me that, he trusts me to look after him. It was a big moment for me, and, so I'm up here just making sure Carl's okay and gets everything that he needs.
How much of the training that you'll be doing this week is based around stuff that you do, or how much of it is Jamie's plan that he's left you behind for Frampton?
Yeah, of course, no, it's, CARL FRAMPTON doesn't need teaching how to fight, so, it's pretty much what you need today. I tie in with Jamie will tell me what to do, and, I just follow their blueprint. Obviously, it's about respect, so, Jamie and Carl have been working on a plan. I'm not too involved in the plan, with the game plan or anything like that. It's just working with Carl, checking in with Jamie, making sure that Carl's all right, and then going from there, basically. Obviously, Jamie and Carl have got a plan which they're going to take into the fight, and, that's between them.
Did you find it hard at first to build a rapport with Carl? And obviously, he's a really nice guy, but I just mean because you hadn't worked with him extensively previously as a trainer.
A little bit, I suppose, because Carl's, you've just seen him, Carl's extremely explosive. Do you know what I mean? So Carl for a two punch is like the one. So if you said to Carl on the pads 1-2, he'll go boom, and it'll be like that was, it feels like one
when
punch.
You were doing it, you were kind of delaying the right hand. Right?
Yeah, because it's just how he is. Carl's just an explosive animal, and he can just go boom and fire two punches off. So I think if you speak to anybody who spars with Carl or works pads with Carl, you have to kind of adjust to Carl's speed and his explosiveness. But once you get into that groove, it's like anything, once you get into it and you get a rhythm going, it pretty much takes over itself. And, I enjoyed it today, it was good.
How impressed have you been with him? Because no disrespect to Tommy Coyle, who's a really good fighter, but this is one of the best fighters in the world that you've had the opportunity to work with now. So what did you make of it and him?
Do you know what? Like, boxing is boxing, it's the probably higher up in level that you get, the more you can simplify it. At the end of the day, it's a man with two arms and gloves on. Like I said, Carl's an explosive athlete, and you see him, he'll let 4 punches go on the bags and it'll be like machine gun fire. So, there's that. But in terms of, Tommy Coyle's put a great couple of performances in this year. He's been performing brilliantly. Being around Carl's helped that. And I think everybody's helped to elevate each other. It's not a situation where everyone's in awe of Carl and it's like, don't get me wrong, we are, of course we are. But, you don't stand there googly-eyed at him all day. Carl's Carl does his thing. Tommy Coyle, has been working with Carl and benefiting from it. And, I think all the lads in the gym, all the lads up here in this Manchester gym, I've got a lad who I look after, Lewis Sylvester, who's turning pro. He's been down here sparring with Carl, and it's just great. It's just a great environment. I think Martin Murray's always saying that there's no egos in the gym, and that's true. You know, we're just like mates. We just kind of crack on with it and get the work done.
You told me before you have like a long-standing friendship with Josh Warrington and his dad, who's also his trainer, Sean O'Hagan. That must put you in a little bit of an awkward position, helping out his opponent for next week.
Yeah, of course. Do you know what? Like, it is. I remember, you know, when I was an amateur, I'd go to Sean and Josh's house and stay over for a few days before a fight. Josh was actually, when we was kids, came down to my house and stayed over for the weekend and stuff. I don't speak to Josh as much, you know, as I used to. Don't see him as much as I used to. But, you know, obviously I don't forget things, and I don't forget that, you know, Sean and Josh was great to me as a kid. And, you know, and this ain't a disrespectful thing. Obviously, I'm a trainer now, full-time trainer. I work with, you know, Tommy, work with Lewis Sylvester. You know, if Jamie Moore asked me to help him, then, you know, I'm going to say yes because, you know, I'm friends with Jamie. But I don't want it. I'm not doing this in a disrespectful way towards Josh or Sean or anything like that. And you know what? Like, I'm not Team Frampton. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm helping Jamie and I'm helping Carl out. But, you know, on the night, I'm not going to be, you know, in the dressing room or anything like that. I'm going to step away, let them lads get on with it. And I think for me, the fight's a celebration. Like, two young lads, you know, were fighting on a huge stage. They're both, you know, financially going to do very well from it. And, you know, I'm happy for both of them. And what I want from the fight is just both of these lads to be healthy and, you know, come out of it, earn a few quid from the fight and put on a good show. That's the only thing that I want to see on the 22nd.
Brilliant. Well, that seems like an appropriate point to draw to a conclusion, but we really appreciate your time, Billy, and hopefully see you again soon.